Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and I am back again with Radical Reggie.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
And today, of course, you know I'm here. We're doing another pickups video. Very excited about a lot of cool stuff. A lot of stuff was big and heavy, but I wanted to make sure I got it here for you guys. So yeah, hope you guys like it.
Oh, dude, and I know I say this in a lot of these videos, but I have a Holy Grail item in here. I've been looking for it for years. It's personally a game I've been looking for. I went to Japan to try to find it and never found a copy until I got back to the US, and a very kind viewer of our channel sent me this game. I'm blown away. So that's going to be at the end of the video. I'm going to wait till the end to show people. So
Okay.
All right, let's take a look. All right, dude, who goes first?
I have no idea, but I say I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll go first because I feel like I got a lot more stuff here, man, which is insane.
And I haven't seen what he's brought, so this is going to be a surprise for me as well.
So, you know what? I'll start off with something cool. I got some vinyl recently.
I'm so happy that you're building up your vinyl record collection. This is awesome.
Yeah, so this one right here, Resident Evil 3, my buddy Elvis Royal hooked me up with that one. He wanted to give me some because we went to the convention together, and he saw that, and he immediately said, yeah, I got to get this for Reggie. So he hooked me up with that. Elvis, if you're watching, thank you so much, brother. And then I got this one from my buddy Gordo.
Oh, cool.
He said he had an extra Klonoa
The soundtrack, right? Yeah.
vinyl, and he hooked me up with it. But here's the thing with it, too. So I got these at the Game On Expo. And when I was leaving the expo, when I got in my Uber, I actually put these down and left them at the hotel outside.
Oh, no.
On top of like this corner thing. So when I got to the airport, I noticed they were missing, and my plane was gonna leave pretty soon.
Sure.
So I was like,
Dude, when you're traveling, it's so easy to do that because you're trying to get all your stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got distracted. So I was like, I was terrified.
Okay.
Like, I feel like a lot of people would just said, "Forget it, I'm going on the plane." But I would never forget myself because it was a gift from them. I was like, "No way,
Yeah.
I risked losing the flight." So called in the Uber. I was sitting in the same spot, thankfully. No one even noticed them, and grabbed them. Got back to the hotel, made my flight, thankfully.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, but I was like, dude, I was not losing those, dude, because like when someone gives you something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's special.
Oh,
so,
yeah. And you don't know how limited these are or how hard they are to get. Sometimes they sell out. So.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
You're building up your vinyl record collection. I'll have to be on the lookout for you and get you some stuff if I see it when I'm
Yeah,
out.
anything you think I'd be interested in?
Oh, sure.
Right on, bro.
All right, first up for me is the physical version of Baldur's Gate 3. I got the Xbox Series X version of this because I already had the digital version for the PlayStation 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, when this game came out, it became Game of the Year. It blew people away. My wife and I played it on the PlayStation 5. And then they announced a physical version, and I jumped on it because this is one of the best role-playing games in a long time.
Right on,
It's just so good. And this physical version is pretty cool. It comes with a map. It comes with a poster. There's a bunch of stickers in there. There's a physical copy of the game.
Yeah,
it took a while to come out because they had to make sure that they put the actual final version of the game on there.
On the disc, perfect.
Comes with the soundtrack. So yeah, very excited to have that.
I've always thought about like dipping my toe into this series, and I was about to with part 4, but when I grabbed the game,
You're thinking of Diablo.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. My bad.
No, that's okay because they kind of feel similar at times.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 is that's what. Okay, so this one,
Yes.
they said this game was kind of difficult though.
It is.
Okay, wow. Okay.
It is. It's a turn-based D&D 100% through and through, role-playing game. The amazing thing about this game, dude, is that it gives you 100% choice, control.
Really?
You can play that game however you want. You'll want to try stuff, good or bad, evil or not, and that because the game lets you truly role-play in a way that most games do not do.
Okay.
Yeah, like the amount of choice that you have with the NPCs and with the story, it's incredible. And so to have a physical version of it is amazing.
Right on, man. Right on.
Very excited to have that.
Cool. All right, so my next game here is going to be. I finally got a physical copy of The Messenger.
I've heard good things about this game.
Yeah, so people have played old school Ninja Gaiden on NES.
Yeah.
Messenger is like a spiritual successor to those. It's a lot more. It's more polished than those games. I was having a lot of fun with this one until I got to this one area, man, where there's this rocky cavern area, which I'm kind of stuck in right now. I know I could get past it, but I just got to put in that effort. But yeah, man, this game just really pulls you in. It's hilarious. It's just like the platforming is rewarding, you know, because when you feel like you do something like it's just all around great, man. It does have a system where if you die too much, you know, you kind of like it doesn't make things easier for you, but there's this ghost that follows you around.
Oh, okay.
And then like when you start doing better, he'll leave. But it's like you buy upgrades. It's just all around just a really cool game. You just expect to die a lot in this game, and that's okay because that's just part of the system. Until you learn the mechanics and everything. But boss battles are fantastic in the game. Music.
Where did you buy this?
I'm trying to remember. I think I bought that one on. No, it wasn't online. I think I got it at
because it says not for resale.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, so I wonder. That's a weird. I wonder if that's like or like a press copy or something.
Well, there's another cover version of this one. It's blue, and I think this is the rare version. But I didn't even look at that.
Yeah,
not for resale. Okay,
isn't that weird?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, but you never know. It could have you stumble upon like at an expo or it could have been like a review unit or something.
Now I remember where I got it. I got it in a lot of games, and I bought a lot from this guy named Mike.
Oh, okay.
And he hooked me up with a great deal on this. So, man, Mike, if you're watching, man, thank you so much, man.
That's cool. All right. Next up for me is, this is something that completely unexpected. Atari reached out to me, and they're like, what's your shirt size and what's your address? And I don't really have any, like, relationship with Atari, but I was like, well, so I give my P.O. box.
Right.
And essentially what they're doing is reprinting a classic jacket that used to come out, I guess like in the early 80s or something like that. So they sent me this.
Wow, they were in the clothing market too.
I know.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing about Atari is that, they're definitely back in the game a bit. Like they're starting to, obviously publish games, they're buying developers, and they're creating
they should
merch.
be, man, because they're one of the pioneers that kind of kicked it off.
100%.
So it's good to see them still around. So
definitely. So this is from the Atari Club team, and I thought this was just totally neat.
Right on, man. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, so thank you very much. I guess it's either for sale on their website or going to be for sale. I don't know. So, but completely a surprise. So yeah, cool, I'm going to be wearing that.
Okay. You're going to love this next one, man. It's going to bring you down nostalgia lane. This is Operation Wolf Returns. So,
okay.
Operation Wolf. Hopefully you played it in arcades, not just on the NES. But this is the third game in the series, as far as I know. There was Operation Wolf, and there was Operation Thunderbolt, which is the second game. And then they made this one, so I consider this the third game. And pretty much what's cool about this one is that if you play the PS4 version on the PS5, obviously you get that upgrade, but you could play it in VR.
I was going to say, actually, I have played this in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's amazing.
Cool. It's a lot of crazy action going on. I mean, man, it's obviously better 2 players, but man, I'm just happy they made it. I just wish it wasn't as cartoony looking. I wanted it to be like more serious looking, like the first game was.
Okay.
But, at least the cover of the first game for NES, I like that kind of look, put more grit. But this is cool, man. I'm happy that they're bringing some of these titles back and not just remixes, kind of like more like sequels, I would say. So.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I played the VR version. I was like, oh yeah, that's hilarious, dude. All right, next up for me, this is an interesting game. It's called Dorfromantik, I believe is how you pronounce that.
Okay.
This is the Switch version here. It's also, I believe, on all the other consoles.
Super rare, okay.
Yeah, it's a super rare release, and this game surprised me. So it's basically a tile-based puzzle game, and it's very chill. The idea of this is that you have a little stack of essentially plots down on the lower right, and there are different types of terrain, and what you do is you put them next to each other on this map, and you have to map certain types of terrain to the same type in order for them to connect. And you also have you basically have things that you have to create, like certain roads and lakes and things like that. You have to kind of create combos, essentially.
So it pulled you in?
Yeah, big time.
All right, on,
dude. Because I like games that try to do things that are a little bit new, and sometimes it's just fun to have a game that you can kind of chill out. You know, you can just sit there and play this game forever, building out this massive map with cities and lakes and forests and stuff like that. And it gets kind of tricky to figure out how to fit these things all together.
Okay.
So very addictive game. Yeah, I like this game a lot.
Yeah, super rare, man. They are bringing out some unique titles, man.
Yeah, this is a great example of that because I was like, I'll take a chance on this and throw it in the Switch, and I was like, man, this is amazing. Again, especially if you come, if it's a hard day at work or you've been stressed or whatever, you put this on and hours just fly away. So yeah,
cool stuff, man. All
yeah,
right.
you have to check that one out.
Okay, next one here. My buddy Eric Bishop told me about this game, and this is Sea of Stars.
Okay.
This is kind of like one of those nostalgia RPGs that kind of plays off your nostalgia, like games like Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, things like that. The game is very well done. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a great time playing it. I haven't got that far because I'm kind of playing another game that I'll show you guys in a bit. But man, I'm just happy it got a physical release because I like that certain developers, they love like the old school games and they want to create something very similar to that. So you can tell a lot of heart went into this game, and I think it's one of those special ones out there. Like I said, I haven't got that far yet, so I don't know if there's some crazy thing that'll throw me off from the game, but definitely something I think a lot of people should try out.
I seem to remember this showing up either in a Nintendo Direct or a PlayStation Direct or whatever they do. And it was one of those games where it kind of stopped people and go, wow, what is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, kind of your comparison to like
because
Chrono Trigger
you don't really see
like
too many people doing like pixelated graphics like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, to kind of like, make a game with it because it's expensive,
well,
obviously.
RPGs take forever to make usually too. So I've actually, this has been on my list of things to get. So I'm probably gonna pick up a copy of that.
And also, this game has like this effect when you're playing it. It's turn-based, but you can also like interact while you're like doing attacks. Like you could throw a boomerang, the boomerang come back to you to push the X button and keep like bouncing back to you, like to hit the enemy, do more damage, things like that. Or if an enemy's about to attack you, you can hit the X button or whatever system you're playing on and defend yourself to kind of like soften the blow pretty much. So I like that kind of interaction with the game. So very cool.
Okay, well that's cool. And now I want to let you know about the sponsor of this video. You guys know that I love retro-inspired arcade shoot-em-ups. Well, I'd like to introduce you to Ultra Mega Planet Battles. This is a twin-stick shooter that combines classic gameplay with some modern twists. Dive into epic battles with up to 4 players, either locally or via Steam Remote Play. You choose between 4 distinct characters with additional heroes coming soon. Embark on 10 campaign missions that span across 3 unique level designs. Check this out. Some levels will play like a vertical shooter, kind of like Gunbird, but then others will be like an intense horizontal shooter reminiscent of R-Type. And then the third will be room-to-room chaos inspired by Smash TV. You can switch between piloting a spaceship and a mech, each with multiple ships to choose from, and even more to unlock in the full release. Defeat enemies and collect gems to upgrade your ship or mech in the lab, face a wide variety of enemy types, and prepare for epic boss battles that's going to test your skills. Plus, you can change up the look of the game with a 16-bit mode that kind of gives you that nostalgic feel if that's what you prefer. There's also a killer soundtrack by Carl Casey of Whitebad, adding an extra layer of intensity to every mission. You can support the game through their crowdfunding campaign, which is live now, and I'll put links down in the video description below. And don't forget, a demo is available on Steam right now, and that features the first 3 levels of the game. The full release is set for early 2025, so what are you waiting for? Check it out, play the demo, and add it to your Steam wishlist today. Like I said, all of the links are down in the description below, and I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. All right, next up is another game. I originally played the Artful Escape on the Xbox because it was part of Game Pass. And then it left, I believe it left Game Pass, and then I saw this at a local retro gaming store for the Switch. I was like, I'm picking this up. So, have you played this game before?
Never even heard of it. This cover is outstanding, though.
Dude, the game is gorgeous. So essentially what it is a rhythm-based 2D platforming game. And you play this kid who is the nephew, I believe, of a folk singer. He's like a world-famous folk singer, but his heart is rock and roll. His heart is making, shredding guitar. And an alien comes down one night and basically takes him off into the galaxy to perform this epic
like concert. Yeah.
But he's got to go on this event or this journey before then. And dude, like people are seeing the footage right now.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's colorful. It's crazy. It's over the top. It's funny. fantastic game. I would say though, because I captured the footage for this on the Switch, it is better on the Xbox because there's so much going on.
Right,
that
so it's able to kind of, okay.
It looks better on the Xbox, but I will say that on the Switch, if you play it in handheld mode, this game's fine.
So is the Switch version, is the only version of this on the Switch?
I have no idea. I mean, that got a physical. That's the only one I've ever seen. So I saw that and I bought it immediately because I really enjoyed the game. It's also not too long. I think I want to say it's like a couple hours at the most. Okay. Yeah, so
it looks cool though.
And it's a game that you haven't seen before, so I'm very happy.
Yeah, I've not seen or heard of this game before. That's awesome, man. So I think I have a game that you probably haven't seen or heard before. This is Silver Chains.
What?
For the PS4.
Well, first of all, look at that cover.
Yeah.
That's totally metal, right?
Oh, I know, right? But it's not a metal game. It's more of a, I would say, a horror adventure game. It's got some pretty twisted stuff in there. So now, for people who played the game and beat it already, when you replay it, you obviously won't be as long because you know how to play it. But man, the first experience of this game is pretty trippy. You're in this house. You wake up in this house after an accident, and you kind of looking around to kind of figure out what's going on, and weird stuff is happening. And then when you finally get to this point where you go up these stairs, you see that you're being stalked. And when you see what's stalking you, you're like, dude, you got to immediately hide or whatever. So it's pretty. You're constantly being stalked, and everything.
Kind of like Clock Tower.
Yeah, you can say like Clock Tower.
Okay.
Now I don't know if it's more like because I haven't beat it all the way yet, but I don't know if it's like timed events or anything like that. It's random. I feel like it's both, so that's scary. But you gotta hide because you can't fight back, and it's pretty insane.
You buy pretty much every survival horror game that comes out, right?
It's a blessing when we get those games as physical releases,
it's
man.
crazy how many that they're making now.
I know, and a shout out to my buddy Joe Rad, because I would not have this copy if it wasn't for him. He is the most radical dude out there. Joe Rad, appreciate you. That game's hard to get in America because it's a German exclusive, and he had a friend that was down there that hooked us up with a copy. So he got one and I got one. So we traded, and I got that one. So I was good to go. So very happy.
That reminds me is that I'm going to Norway pretty soon, and I need to have a list of all the exclusives in Europe. Be on the lookout for stuff like this.
Right on.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, next up is a game. I'd be curious to know if you've heard of this, called Pacific Drive.
Nope.
You haven't? Oh, okay.
It looks like if freaking National Lampoon's was a...
was a survival horror game?
Yeah.
So this is a survival game set in Washington State, actually over on the Olympic Peninsula in the rainforest.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and what happens is that there's this cosmic event over there that basically that the government and scientists have to quarantine a huge section of Washington State. Mm-hmm. You stumble into it, and now you have to find your way out. And the way you do that is with your car. And essentially what this game does, it's a survival game. Mm-hmm. It's got little elements of horror, kind of supernatural aspects to it. But essentially what you're doing is trying to find loot to upgrade your car, get you to the next level, and it's procedurally generated too. So
every time you play it.
So every time you get in your car and you drive off into this area, it's all completely random. It looks like the Olympic rainforest over there. It's pretty cool being from here.
Does the game have like real time effects? Like it'll be night if you're playing too long? Or?
Well, it's not really as far as I've seen so far. It's because it's so weird looking.
Right.
Essentially, I mean, it is definitely during the day and night, depending on when you know.
Right.
And so all of that stuff's sort of randomized. But essentially what you're doing is you're going out, looting, trying to survive, and get back to kind of redo all that. So very trippy game. It's wild so far. I'm only a couple hours into it, so but I've heard that it's like an amazing experience. So
cool.
Yeah,
man.
and got a physical release on the PS5.
Two I haven't heard of, man.
I'm on a roll.
Now, we both heard of this game.
Oh, yes.
But I had my first experience with it.
I picked it up, too.
Oh, there you go, man. System Shock.
Yes.
System Shock. So the more popular System Shock is obviously Part 2. And I believe they're making a Part 3. But of course, before they bring that game out, they have to get the series back popular again. So remaking the first one is smart. And I believe they're remaking the second one as well.
That's the rumor. I don't think they've actually announced it, but I'm pretty sure that they are.
They better be. But anyways, this game does not hold your hand. This is old school hard. Like, it's like, man, I was like it doesn't give you any sense of direction. You have to really listen to notes and pay attention to that stuff to know what your objectives are, because a lot of people will skip past that stuff. At least newer gamers today, and you won't know what you have to do. So you could be stuck unless you know how to listen to your notes in the game, like their voice notes.
That's true. Even in the very beginning, because you have to you have to just get out of that room and you have to know the code for the door.
Exactly.
Right.
And then like when you get further in the game, like there's cameras, and you have to take the cameras out because the evil computer or AI, Shodan, she'll keep sending people after you because she sees you in those rooms that you're in too long.
That's a good point. Yeah. So this is a first-person survival horror game, obviously, and it is interesting because it's very compact. Like it's you're right. It's like every room, every area. Like when I was playing it, like you really have to pay attention to the map because the map will show you sort of like where you need to go, but also like the cameras and stuff like that. Because you're right, you have to take out the cameras, otherwise you'll just get creamed. You know what I mean?
You will.
Yeah, it's a tough game, and then it also has an area where you go into the cyber world, which is and it feels a little bit different in there.
It's a trip, man. That part is in the game is like wow, it's pretty fun once you figure it out. It's like a shooter part, I would say.
Yeah, it's very much like for Forbidden or Descent, if you ever played those games where it's kind of three-dimensional, up, down, you can kind of go wherever you want.
But you have to, one of the things you have to make sure, because there's areas in the place you're at, we'll just call it the Citadel, but pretty much like if you don't turn off these you have to turn on these generator things. I forgot what they were, sorry. But basically if you turn them on, it protects you if you get killed in the game. It'll put you in a checkpoint. If you do not get to them in time, I mean, when you
it's
die,
like a replicator or something like that.
The Shodan will pretty much send her androids at the end. They'll reprogram you, and it's like a weird, eerie scene of you being transformed. It's like, it's worse than death.
One thing I did notice with this is that we're mentioning the difficulty here, but honestly, when you first launch a game, it's got a bunch of different options for difficulty. Like not only just like the combat, but also like the puzzles. You can really tailor this to be exactly how you want it to be.
Right. And that helps with pacing, obviously, too. So definitely a cool game.
That's cool. You picked it up. Yeah. That's awesome.
And I just got to beat it.
Yeah. All right. Next up for me, I have been going back and collecting Xbox 360 games that I don't have, and this is one of those. So there's a couple Spider-Man games on Xbox 360. This is Web of Shadows, and it is a little bit collectible because it has the art book in there.
I've never seen this before. That's shocking to see, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, and so there I could be wrong, but there may be a little bit less expensive version of this, but I saw this one here and decided to pick this up. It is your typical Spider-Man game. You do a lot of swinging through the city, beating up dudes.
Exactly. This one's kind of like, to me, is one of my favorites because you have the option of choice in this game. You can actually be bad or good, and I couldn't help it, man. The evil choices in this game are awesome. I went all the way evil in this game and loved every minute of it.
So you played this before?
Oh, I beat it. Years
nice.
ago. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay, that's cool.
And some people like regret their decisions and go back and replay. I like, no, I'm good, man. I was happy with the choice I made. It's just when Spider-Man when he gets like the symbiote, it's like, man, his whole demeanor changes. And
with Venom.
The dialogue he says, like when he makes those choices, is hilarious. And I just think that's just the best way to play it, personally. But it's definitely the first Spider-Man game I feel like where you have choice. So it's really
that's very unusual,
cool like that.
Right? Yeah, that's true because usually you're playing Peter Parker, who is very good. But as you mentioned in this game, he got like a little spot of Venom on him, and so he can change into that.
Yeah.
And he can take over if you want him to. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, another 360 game for the collection.
Man. Cool.
I didn't realize you played this. That's cool.
Oh yeah. I'm wondering if that's backwards compatible too.
I haven't tried, to be honest with you. So I captured this footage on a real Xbox 360.
Cool. All right, so debating what I show you guys next, but let's go with Rigid Force here. This is a shooter, a horizontal shooter that's very reminiscent of R-Type, I would say.
Okay.
You could pretty much say it's a clone of R-Type. I got this at the Game On Expo.
And, you did? Okay.
Yeah, man. It was. I was shocked to see it, man.
I've never seen it before. I don't even know anything about this. It's got a hardbound art book in there.
Yeah. It's made by a publisher called Game Fairy.
Okay.
They don't really put out much. I don't even know they're still in business, but I ended up getting that for I think like $40. So I was like, heck yeah. So I was all on it. Like,
dude, wow.
So I was on it, man. So it's just kind of, you know, shooters, like I said, man, when they get physical, you know, I always say this in other videos too. Like, I'm just happy a lot of shooters getting physicals because we know how the media is going with certain games. So
well, for so long too, the only way you could play a lot of these shooters was digitally.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? And so then suddenly the PlayStation 4 era came around and the Switch era, and they put a ton of them out. And you know, people like you and me, we bought them. And, you know, and I've got a ton in my collection that I will never sell. I'm going to keep them forever because they're so unusual, and I want to be able to play them decades, you know, from now.
Now, I hope I pronounced that right. Is it Rigged Force or?
Looks like Rigid Force.
Yeah, okay, Rigid. I thought so. Reduxed, so that's that version, the only version out there. But yeah, definitely a cool game.
Okay, very cool. All right, well, I'm sticking with the theme here. I did buy. I've been on the lookout for Xbox 360 games, like many of you, and I picked up a cheap one here called Homefront.
I love that game,
dude. So I'd never played this before.
No.
I was like, I'm gonna pick this up, and it was probably like a $5-10 game. It's better than I expected it to be. It is basically kind of like a Call of Duty style game, but in its presentation.
Yeah, so basically the game's story is that North Korea takes over the United States.
They occupied the entire U.S.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how it happens. So you play as a force trying to fight back against them, but you're going against all odds. But it's so entertaining. I mean, like the people you team up with. And I remember the advertisement for this game back in the day was so cool. That's what got me intrigued about it. The advertisement just had this family that were really busted up, and next thing you know, you see them grab a rocket launcher and they aim at a helicopter. It is so freaking cool how it looks, dude. I was like, yes, I gotta try this game out. And the game used to be online. I don't know how active the online was for it, but you know, I thought it was pretty cool. But the game got overlooked, and then years later they made a sequel, and the sequel wasn't really well received. But this game, if you see this one out there, definitely try it out. You can see the potential they had for the series with this one.
Yeah, I was very surprised about this because I'd seen it at a lot of stores. Obviously, it's not like it's hard to find. But because I didn't know anything about it, I was like, I skipped it. But now that I'm looking at 360 games, I'm like, yeah, I'll take a chance on a $5 game, and pleasantly surprised. So you played that one. That's cool. All right. I had no idea.
All right, so next up here, get the big items out of the way. You guys know I'm into the countercades. I got a Super Pac-Man countercade.
Super Pac-Man. Okay. Wow, cool.
And what's funny is that's my second one because I was at a convention recently, and I saw a guy, he had it for $100, which is a great deal. You know, the guy did me a favor. He hooked me up. But I just feel like when I see these things, I can't like let them go. You know what I mean? Like I like, this is my style of arcade, a countercade.
This size.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can move them around easy, put them away. So, and it lights up. It has a light up marquee. You got some cool games in there. You got Super Pac-Man, obviously, a regular Pac-Man, and this is just really well done, I would say. And what it
solid too.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Evercade bringing out the countercades too, which I'm impressed with. So.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's
so
right.
and they're doing it a different way. You can put the cartridges in them, kind of like the Evercade Versus. So
I know, that's
perfect.
interesting, isn't it?
But yeah, man. So pick that up. Got that for $70.
Okay.
Very happy with it. If you see countercades out there, definitely pick them up. You know.
Well, I'm glad that you showed me that because I completely forgot that we were sent a gift from New Wave Toys.
No?
Yes, and so you get one and I get one. So the Replicades that they make.
Right on.
So Replicades for Berzerk and Frenzy. Now the thing is with this, so Replicades I've had in my collection for a while. You have a couple of these as well. And what's cool about this is that it has a little door in the front, and you can open up and get to the printed circuit board. Oh. Like it's a replica of the actual printed circuit board that would be in these things.
Wow, dude.
Now the cool thing is you don't have to choose between Berzerk or Frenzy. They have both.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is the one that has a theme, and okay, gotcha.
And so I was going to give you this one. It was really hard to choose. That one's pretty cool because it's artificially distressed.
Oh, okay.
They actually make it, see, like, look at the sides. Like, they make it look like it's actually been in a real arcade. And then this one's all, like, pristine and kind of brand new, and I just like Berzerk.
Dude, you know what, man? That actually gets a fist bump.
Okay, yes. I knew you'd love that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
And thank you, New Wave. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
man.
that
Awesome.
was really cool that they did that. So, yeah, I love these things. And so they're really neat. They have, like, little mini quarters that you can put in, and
really? Okay.
They have the light up marquees, and, you know, it's just they do such a great job.
They're going all out, man.
I know. It's really cool, huh?
Next item here, I took a gamble on this one because it became a little bit cheap and there was a bunch of coupons. And I think I got it for around $130. But this is the RetroStation by Capcom.
RetroStation. So this is another kind of arcadey thing.
Yeah, it's got its own look and everything.
Yeah, it does.
Now the games on here, they could have chose a better selection of games, but I think you could actually like kind of like upgrade these things to add more games to them, or you can mod them. You know,
so a bunch of Mega Man.
Yeah, Mega Man, Street Fighter, stuff like that. Mega Man X. I don't know how anybody would play that on a joystick, but yeah, it's got a lot of Street Fighter on there, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
But it could have used more like arcadey type games that are like platforms. I think that would have been perfect for it. So I'll probably add some of that stuff later. But for the price, I thought it was great, and it's pretty cool. You know, as long as you add what you want to it, I would say. You know, some people wouldn't feel that way. It was more expensive. It was really expensive when it came out. I think it was like $200 or something like that when it first came out.
Oh, okay, there it is. Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't pay that. I paid a lot less, so it was a good purchase for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Should we put it over here?
Yeah, it's out of the way.
Okay. All right. Well, again, I'm keeping with the theme. This is the last 360 game that I picked up, but it's a good one. And that is Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Have you played that one?
I have not.
So it's a sequel to the War of Cybertron. I don't know, the previous one. You don't have to play that one because it's Transformers. We all know how this goes. But basically, it is a third-person shooter, and it is actually really good. Like, it looks really good. You play as a bunch of different Autobots. There's a bunch of different styles of play on this one as well. So, you know, sometimes you're in a car, sometimes you're flying. And yeah, you can tell this is a quality game. So... And kind of just another random cheap 360 game I wanted to get before the prices get too out of control. So
yeah, definitely. This looks cool, man.
Well, you know, I'm at that point now with the 360 where I already have most of the titles I already want, right? You know, some of the heavy hitters. And so it's kind of fun to go back and kind of just take chances on that or Homefront. Or you never know, right?
Now, does it matter to you if these games are backwards compatible?
No, I mean, not really, because I have a 360.
Right.
So for me, it's not that hard. And I have several 360s. So,
because some folks don't have the 360 hooked up or whatever, so they want to play on them.
100%. And so that obviously could be an issue for some people, and you can see that reflected in the prices of some games. That you know, there are some 360 games that are really expensive, and it's either because of exclusive to that system or maybe it's not backwards compatible. So as for these, I have no idea. I don't. All the footage you guys have seen is being run on a real 360.
Right on. Okay. Next one here is from Pix and Love Games. This is a Donut Dodo.
What?
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah. So if you play games like Burger Time.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's very similar to that, but you're trying to get the donut from the Dodo. It's hilarious, and it's a really good game. It actually they made it into a real arcade game, and I saw the arcade game, and the arcade game had 2 players on it, so I thought that was going to be an upgrade that will get added to this one, but it's like a new game or whatever like that, so maybe we'll get it as DLC, but this is actually a really fun game, and it actually got released on the Evercade as well in the compilations. But,
oh, really?
Yeah, have it on the Switch as a physical, you know. Yeah, I think that's really cool, and it's got a little slip cover and everything like that.
Okay.
It's a simple game, but it's really fun, especially if you like old school games like Donkey Kong Jr. or Donkey Kong, things like that. You'll be able to pick this one up easy, because it's very fast paced. It doesn't hold your hand. You know, it's one of those games where you gotta know what to do, get that high score system, and get the donut and get out of there. So,
okay, that's cool. I mean, it's nice to have a mix of games, right? You want the hardcore RPGs, but you also need games that
easy to get into, get out of.
Yeah, you can play for 10, 20, 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm going to be curious to see if you've heard of this game. Okay. This is another complete blind buy. It is called Immortal Grand Prix.
I've seen this game before, but like that's as far as I've just seen it out there. I never even looked at it.
I picked it up because I heard it's a racing game, and I was like, okay, well, I like racing games. I got my PS2 hooked up. Let's take a chance on it. So it's based on an anime I've never seen before. And essentially what it is, it's a racing fighting game. So while you're racing, you're fighting. And these like mechs. It's really trippy and weird. It's actually more of a fighting game than a racing game, but you definitely do both, and you have to kind of pay attention to both.
I love the cover here, how the girl's like while she's racing, she's holding her cat, and he's in the suit too.
Yeah, very anime, right?
Yeah.
So total blind buy. It's not an expensive game. I just picked up on a whim, and it seems interesting. I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. I suspect it'll have its fans.
Right.
The people who kind of dug deep into it and, you know, learned the fighting mechanics. So let us know.
All right. My next one was going to be kind of like two, but you'll see what the second one leads up to. So when I was at the Game On Expo, I met the SHIRO Saturn guys, Saturn Dave, and they gave me a Sega Saturn magazine that they put together.
So this is a new magazine.
Yeah. And I think they had another issue out. I think this is the latest issue. I'm not really sure, but as you can see, man, like as going through it, it reminds me a lot of how Game Fan magazine used to be. And
yeah, this looks quality.
The SHIRO Saturn guys are awesome people. They do a lot for the Saturn community. And the next thing I want to show you guys is that this game Bulk Slash, English version for the Sega Saturn. I believe they helped get the English translation done for this game. It is very well done. Voice actors and everything. So if you haven't played Bulk Slash before, it plays like a kind of like Virtual One, but just like you can actually fly in this game. It's kind of like, it's fan-freaking-tastic.
So was this a Japanese release?
Yeah, it was only a Japanese release, but this is the type of game that probably would have saved the Sega Saturn if it was released in America. I would say. So it's very action-oriented, I would say.
Yeah.
Lots of good voice acting in it, too.
Well, that's the thing, is that there were so many Japanese exclusives because, I mean, it was a success there.
Yeah.
It did well.
Yeah.
So that is interesting. But the bummer is that some of those games are really hard for us to play if there's a bunch of Japanese text.
Right.
So getting these translated is cool.
Right. So this physical version I got here was done by Pipe Dream Games. You can play the game free on emulator or however you want to play it, the English version. It is out there for you guys to play. But the hardcore, we want to get that physical copy to play on our Saturn.
Yeah.
So definitely very happy to have this. I mean, Jason, when you see this game, you're like, wow, dude. This
I
is
bet.
amazing. Yeah.
Dude, it's been a while since I played my Saturn. I miss it. Is that okay? So you're kind of trying to catch up here a little bit. So do you want me to do another one here?
I'll go again.
Okay.
Let's see here. And next up we have
I saw this.
Eiyuden Chronicle, 100 Heroes. Man, so this was made by the creator of Suikoden or Suikoden, however you want to pronounce it.
Suikoden, or I know. I don't know.
I go off how Psycho Mantis said it in Metal Gear Solid, the original. That's why I said
Suikoden.
That's right. Or he says like Suikoden.
That's right. He'd read your memory card.
Yeah, exactly. So they were able to make this game spiritual successor to those games.
Really?
And man, I'm really enjoying it. It came out on the Switch. PS4 version is exclusive, at least in America, it's exclusive to Kickstarter because they had to kickstart this game. But it's on PS5. And I like the game a lot. The story starts off a bit slow, but once you get a little bit further in the game, it really starts to pick up, man. It's very compelling to play. You can also just call it like Suikoden 6 if you want to. That's just basically on that level. I would
Those
say.
games are epic, dude. I remember when I first got my PS2 and I got Suikoden 3. And I was just like, I was like, holy crap, this game is massive.
Yeah, it is, dude. It is. And, just to let you guys know, just like the original games, you got to get all the stars, man, if you want the best ending. Because if you don't get them at a certain point, man, you're going to see something pretty crazy.
100 heroes.
Yeah, 120.
120, okay.
Yeah, I think. Hopefully I'm right.
All right, we got a gift from a viewer. I'm not entirely sure what's in here. Hopefully...
They got the fist bump on there.
Yes, on the packaging. That is a real fan right there.
Right on.
Isn't that cool? So his name's Wesley, and he makes this thing called Day One Patch Kids. And so I'm not entirely sure what's in here. Let's see here. So I guess the Doom guy...
Like Garbage Pail Kids, but whoa, what was that?
Wow, this is like a whole thing. Okay.
Oh, there's a book in here. They want to Patch Kids, yep.
Look at that.
Oh, right on, dude.
Yeah, like Garbage Pail Kids, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Huh.
Exactly, that's very cool.
Oh, yeah.
These are video game characters, though. Banana Ken, that's hilarious, from Street Fighter Ken.
Oh, yeah, and then...
Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus from Gears of War.
Yeah, and the Prince from Katamari Damacy is there.
There we go. Okay.
Very cool. Cyberpunk. Wow.
Mike Bison. Nice. The original name for Baldur. Okay.
Oh, wow, look at all this. That's crazy. And then the God of War one is for you. Wow, there's even more stuff down there. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Huh, all right. Look at that.
Very cool, man.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Wesley. That's totally unexpected. Oh, it's a coloring book. You know, I actually like coloring books. That's pretty funny. Okay.
Damn,
Well,
Wes really went all out, man.
I know, this is so cool. So yeah, I'll put a link to, I assume he sells this stuff. I have no idea. I'll put a link down in the text right there. So yeah, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
Cool, cool. All right, man. So got some gifts for you that were sent to me.
Okay.
So I've got a lot of stuff here. So
Really?
Yeah, man. So when I was at the Renton City Game Expo,
Okay.
There's this company called Game Losers, and they sell like retro games that they put together, and they made this one for you, a show exclusive.
Enormous Adventures.
Yeah, yeah. It's a platform game. That's hilarious.
Wow. Okay, dude, I love how it's see-through. That is amazing.
Yeah, that card is awesome, and you can see which number.
Variant
like
number 4 of 10.
Yeah.
Game Losers, Seattle. All right. Cool. We popping that in. That's cool.
And this was from Carlos from Project Retro Games. I'll let you see what that stuff is.
Two Metal Jesus.
Yeah, he packed stuff hard, man. So
Yeah.
I can see in there at all.
All right. Try not to cut myself here. Oh, I'm seeing something Neo Geo.
Yeah, he was saying that he saw in the video that you said you didn't really have any Neo Geo CD games. So.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
What is this?
Oh, it's the Neo Geo shooting bundle.
Viewpoint, Last Resort, Ghost Pilot. Dude, holy crap. It's like freaking Christmas in here.
But you know, Neo Geo CD games on the system, you know, they load up immediately pretty much. So it'll be nice to play them on the Polymega.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, that is. Wow, look at this. So what exactly are these?
So these are press games that he sells. They're not burnt or anything like that, but he puts his logo on them and everything, so people know that they're Project Retro games.
Yeah,
and stuff
so he's not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes or anything.
No, nothing like that.
Yeah,
man.
cool.
So, yeah.
Huh. Well, dude, I will take them. Thank you. This is awesome.
Right on. And this is from Mike. He's the one who gave me the good deal on that Messenger game. So we had this for you.
Really, dude? What the hell?
Yeah.
What is that? Is this from a game? I'm not familiar with it.
I think it's music.
Yeah, it looks like it's... Oh, Finland maybe? Is this a bunch of like rock and metal?
I believe so.
Huh.
He knows you like music, man. So
Oh, dude, I love music. That's...
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Right on.
Dude, okay. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm always into new music, so these are definitely going to get a spin. Thank you. Awesome.
Right on.
That was cool. It was like my birthday or something.
Right on, man. All right, so next item I got here is something I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know, but if you're a fan of Metroidvania type games or adventure games in general, this is Luna Nights for PS4 and the Switch. So this game, the gimmick in this game is cool because you can slow down time or just stop time at all to get past certain obstacles. But I love the graphical style in this game, and it's in English, of course, so I got my copy from PlayAsia. But I thought it'd be a cool game to kind of show off to people because no one's really talking about this game. And I know the Metroidvania term is used, the use is like burnt up pretty much, like everything's Metroidvania. Right. And I don't like using it like loosely like that, but this is truly what I would call a Metroidvania game. It's very well done, the graphics and everything like that. I just want to say that there's a lot of Metroidvania games that out there are not very good.
There's so many to choose from now. It's kind of, I mean, I still think that the term is valid because you just want to be able to tell people this is what the style of game is.
Right.
But there's a lot of them, and not all of them are great.
Exactly. But this one is in that category of being good to great. So definitely check this one out, guys. And like I said earlier, it's in English, so you can play it in English.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
I do pay attention to PlayAsia a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, usually if they... Well, one, I like the fact that they'll tell you if it's in English or not.
They will.
Which is great. If it's in English, then I don't care. And their shipping's usually pretty quick. Yep. You know what I mean? So, all right, next up for me. I raided our friend Jesse's storage unit.
You with the Jesse's right on.
Yeah. I could have took so many things. I was like, dude, you've got so much cool stuff. But he had this, and I did not own this. This is Metal Slug XX.
Oh man.
Metal Slug XX. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is 7 basically. Yep. So it's a Metal Slug game that didn't come out in arcades, but it came out, I believe, on the
systems first.
Yeah, it came out on systems first. This is a cool version because it also includes, I believe, the Streets of Rage people or something like that. It's got
the King of Fighters. So you got Ralph, Clark, and Leona, I think her name is. I always forget her name. But it includes them, so very cool. Dude, so is this the PS4 version?
Yes.
Okay.
And also in here, it's got these little plastic standees. You know how they do that in some of these collector's editions? Yeah, PS4 version right there. And then it's got a poster, and then it's got all of those character.
Oh, okay.
I forget what they call these little standee
acrylic,
things.
Yeah. I guess acrylic standees or whatever. So his little history about this game. It actually started on the DS. It came out. Metal Slug 7 came out on the DS first.
That's right.
And people saw the potential, saying, "Man, this game should be put on something else." So then it got ported to the PSP, which added 2-player mode.
Right.
I think you added the extra characters as well. And then it came out on Xbox 360 downloads live. So that was a way to play it.
Dude, your history is amazing. You know.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I didn't even tell you I was going to bring this game. Do you have this?
I have the regular version on PS4, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I had the PSP version too, because that was the definitive version for a long time. Like the PSP version is still like pretty awesome. But it's definitely a game that needs to be on a modern console, I would say. So happy that's finally here.
And the other day, you guys are watching the footage. I played this, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's so much fun!" I mean, Metal Slug is Metal Slug. It's like you're gonna. And what's cool is that each one of these different characters has a different style. Whether it's a special attack, or it's something that they have, or maybe they don't lose their weapon whenever they die. So there's a lot of reason in these games to try other characters, which is cool. So it's not just thrown in there just because. So. Yeah, so we'll have to make a trip to Jesse's storage unit.
Yeah, maybe this weekend. Who knows?
I know.
All right, so next game I got here. Winding down. This is a space for the Unbound. So, of course, I get the collector's editions. That is the PS5 version. Now, this is an indie type game. I usually get these games on the PS4, but I didn't know that the PS4 got a release until after I got this one. So here's the PS4 collector's edition that I just got the other day.
Okay.
Hilarious. Now, I got both because, I like to support the developers when I like a game. And this game, a lot of potential with the story. You pretty much play as two teenagers, pretty much at the end of their high school days. A certain event happens, and you just kind of go through these events with these magical powers you get. And the pixelated graphics in this game are awesome. And it's a pretty lengthy game. It's probably around 10 hours, I would say, to beat it the first time. But I just love games like these because there's just not a lot of good ones being made. So definitely something pretty cool. And the collector's edition comes with a lot of good stuff. Now, I got to compare. Yeah, it's like an art book in there that's really heavy. But this one came with an art book too. But I feel like I like the PS4 version better because it came with a real soundtrack. That one came with a digital soundtrack. So I think they pretty much came with the same things, but something smaller. But I feel like the PS4 collector's edition is more sturdy because this could get damaged easily. Where this one's more like a cardboard box, which I like that art stuff that how they're doing that.
Well, maybe I'll have to buy this one off you then.
Yeah, maybe
do a trade. Okay, never heard of that game. That's cool. All right, and then something kind of not that exciting, but I am looking for 3DS games that I don't have in my collection. I picked this one up because it is the Williams collection of Pinball Hall of Fame because I wanted to try it in 3D. Because that's the thing about the 3DS is that I like the slider pushed up and I want to play these games in 3D. And I was like, that might be kind of cool. And it is really cool. Actually, it's cool to play these games on the real hardware in 3D. And it's not very expensive.
Yeah, I used to have this game on the PS2 and I really loved it. I mean, they had those licensed pinballs. They're really well done.
Yeah, and again, you get those, in 3D. So it's kind of cool. I'm a sucker for that sort of stuff. And so anytime I see these 3DS games like that and they're cheap, I'll pick it up.
Right on, dude. Right on. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So next here.
Oh, I have this as well.
It's Dan Gun Fever. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, Fever On.
Fever On.
Yes.
Yeah. This one, total surprise to me. It's a funny shooter.
Did you pick it up at an expo? Or did you actually order it from Limited Run?
No, I got it from a friend. He sold it to me. My buddy John.
Because I ordered this on Limited Run when it first came out.
When it first came out?
Yeah.
Well, it's a traditional shooter, but it's weird because it's like the music in the game.
It's like really, disco or like dance music.
And when you shoot the other planes, like the people are out, they fly out of them and they're dancing.
Yes.
And it's like, dang, like you're getting killed, but you're dancing to the beat. And it's like, it's kind of hilarious.
It is. It's very unique for that reason. And all the extra stuff in there is really cool too. Yeah, that's a really... Not many people talk about that kind of game, because it is sort of weird because it's music, disco, dance music.
It was definitely stuck in arcades until Limited Run, I think, put it out. Yeah. So, very cool that this came out. We like our shooters and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. I only have one more.
Then, that's it for me.
Okay.
You're taking us home.
Okay, well, so I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I've been looking for a particular game for an awful long time, and that is because you guys watch my videos. It was in this video. One of my all-time favorite games is SHIRO. And one of my goals has been to try to collect every copy of SHIRO that's available.
Oh my God, I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, and you know, I have the ColecoVision, the Atari 2600 Vision, I have the 52, I have all of them, except for one. And there was the Japanese exclusive that came out for the Sega SG-1000.
Whoa. And this one has the best cover ever out of all of them.
And it's a really weird version of SHIRO because it's completely unique. Like it looks like SHIRO, but it's actually the graphics are completely different on this particular version of it. So, like I said, when I went to Japan last fall, one of the things I was looking for was a copy of this, and I couldn't find one anywhere. And finally, a viewer reached out to me. His name is Forrest. And he was like, dude, I know you're looking for this game. I've got it in my collection. He's like, I want you to have it. And he was very cool.
Good looking out, man. That's awesome.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I mean, I get some really fun gifts in this. It's a perk of doing YouTube. This one here, I was almost tearing up. I was so excited because it completed a part of a collection I just didn't know I was ever going to be able to do.
Right. Dude.
Yeah.
It's one of your favorite games of all time. So it's like,
it is.
Dude,
I mean, I always compare it to people, you know, how they try to get every version of like Super Mario Brothers or whatever, you know, some game that they love as a kid.
I remember years ago it was awesome. We were at Jason's party and we put this game on to watch Jason see how his skills were. And he was going through it. Like it was awesome.
That was pretty fun actually because, you know, because people were like, what is this game that you keep, you're so obsessed with all the time? I was like, let me show you.
Dude, it was so entertaining watching you play through it, man. It's like, dude, you can tell like you love that game. So yeah.
And again, it's funny because I don't have an SG-1000. Most people in North America really don't.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't care. It's really cool to have. I'd get an SG-1000 I might actually just do it.
Well, Kelsey might have one at her
She
store,
might,
so you never know.
And hook it up to my CRT right there and play it proper. That'd be pretty cool. So.
There you go.
Thank you very much. So, well, dude, another
one out of the way.
I know. This was fun. We were all over the place in this one.
We were. Like I said before in other videos, I'm glad you guys enjoy these videos. We're gonna keep them coming. We'll probably do another one because we might have some extra stuff.
For
another video.
We do. So where can people find you on the internet, dude?
Oh, the Radical one, link in the description. Or you know how we do it. So definitely come check me out. I'm gonna start asking people to subscribe because I never asked to subscribe to the channel. So
I know. You know, I don't typically do that either. I'll put like a little thing on the screen.
Something to direct them that way. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We definitely do. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and take care.